I'm going crazy, guys. This is literally the ninth take of this video. It's like the stars are aligning. They're trying to tell me not to do it, but I think it's this take. 250 days of Anki immersion meditation. 50 days since my last video. I got stats. I got stats. Yeah, I guess it's just more immersion. I think this video will be short, and I think probably the next video will be my 1 year. Because right now I just don't feel like I have that many thoughts on immersion. I feel like other areas of my life are really like taking over. I'm about to have a kid. I've been trying to get back into music. I've been trying to do, like focus on my career. And yeah, it's been good though. It's been a really good 50 days. 30 of which I sentence mined. So there was about 20 days I didn't do any sentence mining. I would say there's like a 50-50 chance if I don't sentence mine, I don't do casual immersion. So I think there's probably like 10 days where like the only Korean I got in was the Anki, and that feels bad. That feels wrong. So I and I also feel like if I do like some casual immersion before I do Anki, I actually like get through my Anki faster. Because it's like every time I like start studying Korean or reading Korean, it's like my brain is going from like being really foggy, and then it like gets clear the more I do it. Um, but yeah, 60% of the days I did sentence mining. 100% I did reviews, and I think that's a glass half full. You know, I averaged 11 cards a day. I wonder what that would be like if I actually immersed for 20 more days. Um, but it's okay. We'll get to it later. There's always more life until you're dead, obviously, but there's always more life. So if it's not this lifetime, it's my next lifetime that I'll get fluent in Korean. I'm just happy I set a goal 250 days ago and I'm sticking to it. I'm starting to learn that Anki is definitely not the driving force in my learning. Like it's definitely just like looking up the words and then reading more. Like just reading more is like really where it's at. So I think when I finish my 1 year streak with Anki, I make my goal. I'm gonna try to do something else for 1 year. I'm thinking of just like maybe just like tracking my time immersing, and then like also tracking how many words I look up, or like, yeah, because it's like at this point I feel like my Anki is really just how many times did I look something up, and I think maybe like reviewing those lookups kind of like helps reduce it a little bit, but I'm really not sure how much it really helps. Like, I feel like just immersing more would be better. Because, like, a lot of times the words are either words that I'm just going to keep seeing again and again, or I'm not going to see it anymore. So, like, if I'm not really going to see it anymore, I'm not going to really remember it through Anki anyway. And then if I'm just going to see it through immersion, like, why am I not just immersing more? So, yeah. Like why am I gonna do this 115 more days? I don't know. I'm just gonna do it because I said I would. But I think there's it's just definitely I'm becoming a believer in not doing Anki, but I think the power of Anki is the fact that the stats and like the feeling of it is addictive enough that it gamifies learning enough that it actually it it is a boost. It's a motivator. After you finish your Anki, you feel good about yourself. You feel like you accomplished something. So yeah. So yeah. So what have I been reading? I've been reading some Dragon Quest text in video games. I probably played about 10 hours of Dragon Quest in the last 50 days. I finished the mining Dragon Ball, so I got up to the end of this Cell Saga. Future Trunks, he goes back to the future. He fucking slays some androids and like first form Cell. And then I started sentence mining Death Note. I think Death Note that it like transitioning has been like a huge factor just because it's like a totally different domain. It's still a comic book, so like there's certain advantages to that. But going from like sentence mining martial arts and fantasy stuff for like 200 days and then all of a sudden switching into like something that's more like crime and like mystery and modern like I learned the word. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I definitely looked up the word for like sorry about that. I definitely looked up the word for LCD, like liquid crystal, like that came up because they're like his back in like the 2000s. People were wow, we're talked about LCD screens. Um, yeah, Death Note is cool, but I think next month I'll probably read it. I'll get through it faster, and then I'm definitely gonna only read the up until L dies. And then I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I probably have 50 days to figure it out at this rate. But I love reading Vinland Saga, and unfortunately for me, I already like financially invested in other stuff. So like after I got through Volume 4, I was like, I should either finish Dragon Ball or I should finish Death Note before I buy anything else. So yeah, I got 3 more volumes of Dragon Ball in the Buu Saga, and then I have 3 more volumes of Death Note. And then I'm definitely gonna start reading Vinland Saga more. I've been getting more into like Weiguki no Wihan Hangugo Iki. I've actually been sentence mining that too because it's so easy to sentence mine and it's such a low investment thing. And I think I would favor consistency over just like quantity of cards that I mine because like reading Weigun no Wihan Hangugo Iki there's there's like 3-4 words per uh short story, like 15, and it takes like 15 minutes usually to like listen to one, and then another 5 minutes to like make flashcards or look up words. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start just doing that after Death Note until I'm totally done with it as my main like sentence mining because it's like I can make 5 cards, I can make 10 cards, and it only takes me like 40 minutes, and I'm doing listening practice. Um, and then I'll probably like once I'm done with Death, and I'll probably just do that until that's over, and then I definitely want to get into like the kids history books. I want to start just like taking that more seriously and like sentence mining those more. Because all that stuff is like really fun to me. Death Note is fun too, but I'm definitely like a nerd for the like for that kind of stuff, for like history and yeah, Vinland Saga. I can't recommend Vinland Saga enough. If you can find a way to read it, read it. I read it in English. It's really good. Um, Okay, yeah, so like listening practice, right? So I already talked about Weihan Hangul Iki a little bit, but like other than that, I've watched a bunch of anime. I watched like 6 episodes of Doctor Stone. Shout out to Nei Chingu. I watched like 8 episodes of GTO Bange Hajima. I need to read more. I mean, I need to watch more of that. It's really good. Uh, I feel guilty when I watch too much anime because it's like this definitely like takes away from like time that I can like spend with my wife. Because it's like I'm on my computer more. It means I'm on my computer even more, and like I definitely like want to spend time with her more. And like reading is something on my tablet, is something I can do when we're just like hanging out together. Um, and I started watching Death Note. I've been watching just like 1 episode a week. Um, and then I tried to watch a bunch of Netflix shows, but I just like really had trouble getting into things. And my YouTube engagement went way down. I think I just need to stay away from YouTube, right? Like YouTube is like too powerful of a drug. Like I just get sucked into it, and it's like I'm way more engaged in just like English content. And like even if I created I like a second account, I would just like find my way over there. I don't have the discipline for YouTube to be like a viable like option. I wish I did. And then I started getting into music again, but I stopped listening to Korean music. And I should probably just like, if I'm like, also try to listen to like more Korean listen. I've been listening to a lot of Orange Caramel. Don't judge. I've been listening to a lot of Orange Caramel. I love like blasting it in my car while I'm driving through the suburbs. It's great. Um, yeah, that's where I'm at. Did a bunch of reading, did a bunch of listening, did all my reviews, and I just really want to be more consistent. And then I eventually like want this Anki portion of my journey to be over. Um, I think that if you're gonna use Anki, I mean, I know I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, but just for the, I don't know, I just want to do it, as like a challenge, not like do it for the challenge, right? Yeah. But don't do it because you think it's making you better than if you just immersed. Because I guarantee you, just immersing and just looking up the words is probably better. Like the exception to that is, I would say, like if you're really advanced and you're trying to like learn Hancha so you can like learn rare words faster, or like less common words faster, like more academic words faster, or like, yeah, so like, or if you're like just starting out and it's like you're using them to like memorize words like apple or TV or like computer or bookshelf or house, like physical things, commodities, just like if you're trying to do it like concrete nouns, like with like pictures or something like that, and you're just trying to remember what the Korean word for concrete nouns are, and also like, yeah, someone should just like make a concrete nouns deck. But yeah, like I think that outside of that, you don't really want to use Anki. I don't think Anki really makes you better. I think that it kind of like I think there's a false narrative around it, but it doesn't hurt, but it's like immersing is definitely better. Immersing, this is like 100%. I definitely feel like I really learned the difficult words by being constantly exposed to them in like real ways. And I think that like the desire is like, hey, I looked up this word and I want to learn it because I had to look it up. So I'm going to use Anki to like try to remember, like try to recall what this word means. But like in reality, it's like you should just focus on the words that are in the content in the going forward, right? Like, because like even if you want to value every word equally, every word is not equal, right? Like, not all words are created equally. Like, you use a lot of them way more than most of them. So like, I guess like I maybe Anki isn't really like the end all be all, and like I mean there's just like I think Adamola is like a great example of someone who uses Anki, but it's like he's accelerating because he's immersing. Or Giga Chad too. Like I don't think she ever really used Anki, and she's like really good, you know. So yeah, just keep immersing, guys. And if you use Anki, you know, don't substitute immersion for Anki, right? Like keep immersing. I'm gonna keep immersing. I'm gonna go immerse right now. But yeah, thanks for listening. See you guys in another 50 days. Yeah.